It was the end of the Dwapara Yuga, over 5,000 years ago. Kali Yuga was just about to start. The world was overrun by unrighteousness and injustice. The good men on earth and the gods were promised by Sri Vishnu that he would take birth as a layman and would create a new world again. The evil Kansa had imprisoned his beloved sister and brother-in-law as it was the time for the birth of his enemy. He had already killed his sister's 6 newborn children. The 7th, Balarama, was born in Vrindavan. Now, Kansa was waiting to kill the 8th child of Devaki as soon as it was born, in order to prove the prophecy of his death wrong.
Shravana, the 5th of the Hindu calendar. Heavy rains poured down as clouds engulfed the skies on that dark 8th night. Down in the dungeons of Mathura, under the harsh surveillance of Kamsa's evil guards, Lord Vishnu came down to earth as the 8th son of Devaki and Vasudeva.
next morning, Yashoda, Chief Nanda's wife, woke up to the hungry cries of her newborn son. Little did she know that this baby was in fact the 8th child of Devaki, and was prophesied to be the end of Kamsa.
Hey! food at home?
Kaki, my mom says that this is Bhumata, that is Mother Earth, and I love Mother Earth. Come, you also eat some.
What? Me? Eat dirt? I don't like your Mother Earth so much.
You don't like Mother Earth?
Ouch! You broke my pot.
What happened, Kaki? What did my little Krishna do now?
Nandarani, your son ate dirt and then he threw dirt at me.
What's wrong with eating dirt, Kaki? He did not steal anything, did he?
Oh, you don't know how to take care of kids. Your son is naughty. God help him.
Krishna, did you eat dirt?
No, Mommy.
You're lying, Krishna, aren't you? Show me. Open your mouth.
बाल कृष्ण के मुख में जगत पिता ब्रह्मा जी प्रकट हुए, फिर तीन लोक के पालन करता श्री विष्णु भी प्रकट हुए, फिर आए शंभु महेश विश्व दर्शन की हुई लीला, मनोहर मधुर कृष्ण लीला.
The apple of Yashoda's eye grew up amongst nature's bountiful gifts. He learned the art of survival from the animals of Vrindavan and Gokul, and he learned music from nature herself. He was loved by one and all, and he showered his love and affection on one and all. He was by far the favorite of all in the land across the Yamuna.
Dear Gopis, where are you going? We are taking butter to Mathura. Mathura? Why? To sell it as we always do.
Oh, Krishna, I wish we could have some butter for ourselves.
We have rivers of milk flowing in Gokul. There must be some more butter for us.
No, Krishna, we have to sell everything. The demons of Mathura give us very little money, so we have to sell it all.
Yeah, it is so bad. I wish we could have some more butter. Come, Mansuka. Come, friends. Let us go to Kaki's house. I am sure we will get some more butter there.
Krishna has done again.
Krishna, I'm tired of everyone coming and complaining about your stealing butter. I have to punish you now.
What shall I do? Let me take a walk.
The sons of Kubera, the god of wealth. Sage Narada had cursed us to become trees and stand here forever when we had angered him. Our wives begged sage Narada for forgiveness. At the time he told us that you, O Lord Vishnu, would be incarnated as Krishna and would relieve us from this curse. Please give us your permission to go back to our home.
Yashoda Rani, why did you punish Krishna? All he did was steal my butter.
But Kaki, you only said...
Krishna was the beloved of all. He, just like every little child, enjoyed playing with his friends and teasing them. Many are the stories of his pranks with the gopis.
Krishna, what are you doing? My pot! Why do you always harass us?
Of Mathura taxed the villagers very heavily. The villagers sold milk, yogurt, butter, and ghee for very little money. In order to earn enough, they could not let their own children partake in this healthy food. It was all for the elite citizens of Mathura. Krishna could see the injustice in this, and so he encouraged his friends to help him steal these for every village home. They broke pots and enjoyed the treats. Krishna made sure to take the blame. The rest only helped him.
संभाल ब्रिज बाला, गोविंदा आला रे Agni, Varuna, and the Maruts were worshipped by all. They were elements to be feared and gods to be revered. Lord Indra, the Lord of Rain and King of the gods, was worshipped by the villagers of Vrindavan. They believed that not worshipping him would harm them. Krishna had nothing against worshipping Indra. He in fact considered him extremely important. But to Krishna, the forests and the hills were just as important. The hills gave them shelter and the forests gave them food. The hills even helped them bring the rain. Wasn't it pertinent to worship Govardhan, the mountain that gave them the riches? He convinced the elders of Vrindavan to worship the Govardhan mountain instead. Surrendered to Bhagavan, saying, "O Lord Narayana, you are the one that maintains the entire universe. I now understand why it is so important to worship the nature that sustains us."
In addition to Kamsa and his henchmen, there were many dangers lurking in the forests and rivers frequented by the people of Vrindavan. Galia, the poisonous serpent king, had run away from Ramanika Dvipa and had come to live with his family in the pure waters of the Yamuna. This was the only place he could be safe from Garuda. His venom poisoned the sweet waters of the river and made it unsuitable to drink. Plants and animals in the region started to die. People that drank from the river were never seen again. The simple folk of Vrindavan were afraid. Their lives were no longer the same. Children were not allowed to play by the river anymore. The balls the children played with were put away high up where they could not get to them. It was time for the end of Galia. Krishna playfully convinced his mother to give him his play ball, and he called all of his friends and they played by the river. vanquished Kalia. Kalia's wives pleaded with Bhagwan Krishna for his life. Krishna accepted to let Kalia live if he left the river Yamuna and stopped spreading his poison anywhere else. Kalia agreed, apologized, and left the river Yamuna.
Side. His popularity worried Kamsa a lot and made him believe that this boy was Vasudeva and Devaki's 8th son. Kamsa worried about the prophecy that this boy would be the reason for his end. The cruel Kamsa sent demon after demon after demon to kill Krishna. Sakatasura and Putana were vanquished by baby Krishna, and many others suffered the same fate as he grew older.
Aghasura, it is time for you to take revenge for the deaths of Putana and other Rakshasas.
Yes, King Kamsa, I will kill that cowherd boy.
Hey, what's that? I've never seen that cave before. Is this a new place?
Yeah, I wonder where we are.
It's a beautiful cave. Let us see what's inside.
Krishna recovered his unconscious friends from inside Aghasura's body and revived them.
थोड़ा सा प्यार दे चरणों में
Kamsa was furious to know that Aghasura was killed by Krishna. He had to do something. It was time to invite Krishna and Balarama to Mathura and put them in front of the great wrestlers Janura and Mushtika. Kamsa sent the Yadava chief Akrura to invite Nanda Baba, Balarama, and Krishna to the Dhanur Yajna in Mathura. Krishna was confronted by Kauvalyapida, the mad elephant.
Krishna went inside the arena holding Kauvalyapida's tusks as proof of the elephant's death. Great wrestlers Chanura and Mushtika came charging towards Krishna and Balarama. Kamsa got very angry to see that Krishna had now killed all of his powerful supporters. He ordered the capture and murder of Nanda Baba, Vasudeva, and Ugrasena. Krishna, raging with anger, charged toward Kamsa.
In the days gone by, children wishing to study further lived in their guru's ashram or home. Krishna and Sudama were classmates at Rishi Sandipani's ashram. After their studies were over, the two boys parted ways tearfully. Sudama was very poor. His wife and children had very little to eat and wore tattered clothes. They lived in a small hut, barely able to get by. Once, unable to bear her children's hunger, Sudama's wife gently requested him to seek help.
We have not had anything to eat for the past 2 days. The children are very hungry.
What can I do?
Lord Krishna, husband of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, is your dear friend. He is known to give everything to those who believe in him. Why don't you ask him for some help?
He is a rich man now. I don't even know if he will remember me. But I would love to meet him. Okay, I will go and meet him. Sushila, can you give me something to take for my friend Krishna?
Sudama's wife borrowed some puffed rice and packed it in an old, torn piece of cloth and gave it to him. He now had a gift for Krishna. Sudama then walked towards Dwarka, reminiscing the wonderful times that he had with Krishna in the ashram of Rishi Sandipani.
Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
What does Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya mean, Guruji?
That means, may darkness be removed and let light prevail.
Once, Rishi Sandipani asked Krishna and Sudama to get some firewood from the forest. As they were collecting wood, thunder and lightning broke out, and it started raining very heavily. The two of them sat on a branch of a tree all night through. Sudama was very hungry, so Krishna let him eat the puffed rice that their Guru Mata had sent with them.
Eat, Sudama. You can give me that handful sometime later.
They became very good friends and soon completed their studies. It was time to leave.
Krishna, I will miss you. You won't forget me, will you?
No, not at all. You are my best friend. Remember me whenever you need help. I will always be there for you. Hey! Who are you? You cannot go inside.
I am Krishna's friend Sudama.
Are you crazy? Look at yourself. You cannot be Lord Krishna's friend. Go away from here.
Bhagwan, there's a poor man waiting outside, and he says that he is your friend Sudama.
Sudama? Sudama? Wow! Oh, Sudama, where have you been all this time? I missed you. How are you?
Oh, Krishna, you remember me. I've been thinking of you all the time. How are you? It's been so long. My eyes have been longing to see you.
I have never seen Krishna so happy before.
Sudama, come here, my friend. Please, sit down. Rukmini, can you please get some warm water to wash the feet of my dear friend? He must be really tired.
Krishna and Rukmini, with great devotion and love, washed the feet of Sudama. They gave him refreshments while Rukmini fanned him. All the guards and other citizens of the palace looked on in surprise.
Sudama, what gift have you brought for me? What is that in your hand?
Wait, where? Oh no, that's nothing.
I know you have something for me. My sister-in-law would not let you come here empty-handed. Give me that! Ah, you got puffed rice for me? This is so good. I have never tasted food so good in years.
My lord, don't eat too much at one time. Just a little will be enough.
That night, Sudama slept like a king in Krishna's palace. The next morning, he bid his friend an affectionate farewell. Sudama left for home, his heart full of Krishna's love.
My lord, look at all this. Look at what Sri Krishna has given us. We are rich now.
This is all Lord Krishna's Leela. Sarvam Krishnarpanam, Sarvam Krishnarpanam, Sarvam Krishnarpanam.
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ram Narayanam Janaki Vallabham. Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ram Narayanam Janaki Vallabham. Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ram Narayanam Janaki Vallabham.
Teachers, my brothers, how can I kill them, O Krishna?
These thoughts do not befit you, Arjuna. The human body is subject to change. It moves from birth to childhood, to youth to old age, and finally, death. The soul is never born, nor does it die. When a human dies, his soul moves to a new body. Just like a human changes clothes, the soul changes bodies. The soul is immortal and can never be destroyed. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. It is beyond the physical world. Arjuna, please understand that all one can do is work towards a goal without ever thinking of the fruits that result. Neither should you be attached to your actions, nor should your attachments lead you to inaction. The one who worships me with faith and surrenders completely will attain me.
Lord, I long to see your divine form, possessed of wisdom, glory, and strength. Krishna, by your grace, my delusion has been destroyed, and I have gained wisdom. I am free of all doubt. I will follow my dharma.
This has been a presentation by the volunteers of Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, Bay Area. The recording was done by Sri Atul Vaidya.